What is going on, folk? My name is NimbleThor, and today we are checking out Bat-to-Bat Extinction, which is a follow-up to the very popular Bat-to-Bat Delta game. But this time, the developers got very ambitious, and those ambitions have definitely paid off, as I enjoyed this follow-up much more than the original Bat-to-Bat Delta game. So let's dive in. Let's start an operation here in area level 1, because that's the highest level area that I feel comfortable going into. It's really difficult to put a genre tag on this game, by the way. The developers themselves call it an RPG, and I can certainly see why, because it does have some RPG elements, but it's also an action shooter. As you guys can see, we're shooting enemies, and we're running around in this somewhat open world here, so I think that's the best we can do. Maybe we're gonna call it an action shooter RPG or something like that. The gameplay is truly rather unique, but let's check out the first submission here. Hack the target for 100 gold. It's 20 meters away. We're gonna run up there. So let's just hope that we'll be able to finish this submission here and any subsequent submissions as well, so that we can eventually get to the main mission before darkness arrives. Because when it gets dark outside, shit is about to hit the fan, guys. The monsters become so much stronger. It's very, very tricky to survive. We can barely see anything. And so we have a pretty limited amount of time to finish this mission before that happens. Right now we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. We control Pan, by the way, and then Rico, the other character you can see in the map, runs around and follows us automatically. We shoot automatically, by the way, but we do have to aim at the enemy, and we do run around manually. There's no auto gameplay here. It's just that we shoot automatically instead of having to tap a trigger button over and over and over again. What we do have, though, is a couple of buttons to avoid enemies, such as, for example, this leap here, which will avoid all sorts of attacks. It's very useful to get out of very tricky situations, such as this one here. Let's get some distance here and shoot these zombies. I guess they're zombies. They look like zombies. In any case, these levels are randomly generated every single time we enter into a new one of them. And what this means, of course, is that there's always something new going on, even though we enter into the same level 1 area over and over again. And I, of course, appreciate that. Now, look at this. We found the main target here. Let's see, we have, what do we have? We have 7 minutes left on the clock. So let's just sprint forward to get to these guys, and let's start attacking them again automatically, or at least auto shooting. We can change our tactics, though. If we go in here, we have 2 different attack modes, and we have 2 different shooting modes. One attack mode is attack oriented, which prioritizes attack, and the other one is defense oriented, which prioritizes survival instead. And then in terms of shooting, we have suppressive fire, which slows down the enemy, or precision shot, which increases our accuracy. And you guys can see that we can change between these different modes for both of our characters, and we can actually have up to a team of 5 characters in total. We're gonna go have a look at how we can unlock new characters, new equipment, equip new loot, and so on once we get back to our main base. Let's go open up this door over here. There is a chance that we'll be able to find a survivor, but there is also the risk that we're gonna see enemies instead, and behind the door there were indeed enemies. But hey, you know, the more of those we defeat, the more gold we get, so it's all good at the end of the day. There are so many health packs here, and we don't even need them. So let's just move on to what I believe to be probably the last area, if I'm not mistaken, the last area of this building here. These walkers we're defeating now are relatively easy, but last time I finished one of these main missions, we did get to defeat a boss at the end, so I do expect that we will see some sort of boss battle towards the end of this building as well. Let's open this door over here and see if there's another survivor. There was indeed another survivor. Let's take out these 2 walkers here before we open up the next door. We do have grenades as well, by the way, so let's try shooting one of those grenades the next time we see a group of enemies, which might be hiding behind this door. Nope, they weren't. We picked up something else. Let's just reload instead. Open this door over here, and there we go. Let's throw the grenades, and we've taken out those enemies completely now. That's pretty awesome. The grenade is pretty strong, actually. Let's move on to the next floor. So we're at the 2nd floor. We're at the 3rd floor now. And the transport helicopter, which is the one we need to get out of here again, seems to have arrived outside of this building. So once we're done with the main mission here, we're gonna head out there as soon as we can. We still have 4 minutes and 45 or 42 seconds left on the clock before darkness arrives, so I'm still somewhat optimistic that we might be able to make it out before that happens. And look at that, we've got the boss over here. We can pick up one of the premium currencies here. We're gonna do that real quick. We're gonna throw a grenade, take out some of the HP of that main boss there. Let's roll out of here. It's much easier now that we have Rico to help us, by the way. I unlocked Rico just before this mission, just before I started recording, and he is definitely dealing a lot of damage to both the main boss walker here and also just the normal monsters. So the main target has been eliminated. We've now completed 10%, a total of 10% of this area. We can choose to move out of here, but we also do want to open up the last 2 doors. Well, I do at least. Because I want to see if we can get some more gold. We found another survivor, and what's hiding behind this door over here? Probably a group of enemies. Yes, a group of walkers, but they're relatively easy to take out. Oh, wait, who threw that grenade? Was that Rico? I think Rico actually threw a grenade as well. That's pretty awesome. The freedom in this game feels great. We get to choose what we want to do, when we want to do it, as we roam around in these open worlds. We can, for example, choose to go to the transport helicopter, or we can choose to go into yet another building now. Even though there are no other submissions, we can still do that. We could get some extra golds, but for now though, I just want to head out of here. I want to play it safe, relatively safe. I want to go show you guys the main base and what we can do over there once we get back there. The game is offline playable, by the way, which is really neat. It makes this game one of the larger offline games within the genre on mobile. I'm really enjoying the character and weapon models as well, by the way, although the art style is, of course, relatively simple. It is very polished, and the models actually have a fair amount of details to them. Now, back at our main post over here, we can either go into the gunsmith and we can start making a new random weapon. This was a normal weapon that we started here. Once we've completed 100% of the level we were in just before, we can also start creating special guns, and we can go on to special, rare, epic, and even legendary guns once we have defeated more of the campaign missions. Now, the merchant over here will allow us to sell some of our weapons. We do have a limited amount of space in our backpack, so we do have to remember to sell some of these. I say we can probably sell the K2C. We don't need that. We can probably also sell the common M4A1 because I'm using the Scar H at the moment, and we also do have a new uncommon special AA12 gun, so I want to equip that one on Rico. So let's go back. Now, we don't want to buy anything here in this shop, so let's just close the shop up here. We do have the option now to equip one of these new guns. For example, I could choose to equip this one on Rico. And so now Rico will hopefully be a bit stronger. What was the gun he used before? I think it was this one here, which had actually more DPS. So I guess the AA12 isn't actually stronger after all. We do have to repair these weapons though, but it's not gonna cost a lot of gold. We have 3,827 gold. Now what is gonna cost a lot of gold though is unlocking new units that we can take with us into battle. Look at this. Some of them cost 2,000 gold. Some of them we have to complete more of the main missions before we can unlock. One of them costs 3,500 gold over here on the right side. And then some of them can be purchased for real life money. And that is part of how this game monetizes. Now, luckily, most of the units can be unlocked through simple gameplay and by spending in-game gold. And most of the monetization actually focuses on cosmetic items instead, such as, for example, these different camos that you can see right here, or even the costumes over here. We can get a police uniform, a fireman uniform, a black suit, which looks, I gotta admit, pretty awesome. We can also unlock these through premium currency though, which we can buy for real life money, or we can earn by simply playing the game. So most of these costumes and most of these camos over here, we should be able to unlock through simple gameplay over time. Now, we do also have some items that we can buy. Some allow us to get extra bank slots, some allow us to automatically pick up gold or automatically pick up diamonds, and some even allow us to get some extra grenade damage. So yes, we can pay to get an advantage in this game, but it seems so far that the advantages are relatively small, and I'm absolutely confident that you'll still be able to enjoy this game a lot, even as a free user. I don't intend to start spending money on this game anytime soon. Maybe I will buy one of the in-app purchases to support the developer, because I actually really appreciate this game, but the good news is that you shouldn't have to do that to still enjoy the game. Now, as you guys can see, we headed into another mission here, and now the main submission is to rescue a target, which is actually gonna give us 500 gold, which is quite a bit more than we got from the other mission, which I do believe was only 100 gold. So now as we attempt to complete this submission and the subsequent main mission, how about we head into the mobile gaming news of the day. And today's news is that Google Play has now finally started requiring developers to disclose the odds of winning various items from loot boxes. So now, basically, if there's any gacha or loot box system in any mobile game, developers now have to disclose that information if they want their games to be listed on Google Play. And what they have to list is the chances of winning the various items in these loot boxes. Finally, this is a great move by Google. It's something they should have done years ago, but better late than never, I guess. And with that said, let's round up the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.